and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I created these fun pastel pumpkins using acrylic markers. I will have all of the supplies that I'm using linked down in the description below, and I will explain my process and how I've created these pumpkins in this video, so let's just get right into it. So for these pumpkins, I'm only using 3 colors each. I'm using a light, medium, and dark version of the color. So for this first pumpkin, I'm going in with a medium, but this will end up being the lightest color because I decided to go a little bit darker for this pumpkin with the shadows. Now, I had a blast playing with these acrylic markers, doing these pumpkins. You'll see some orange pumpkins above. I also did those with acrylic markers. These markers are just so fun to play with. And I really like the style that I did these pumpkins in, a little bit looser, sketchy. Now this is going to end up being my light color here, and I'm just basically filling in the rest of the pumpkin. And then I'm going to come in and start creating some details within each little section of the pumpkin. And as I'm doing these pumpkins, some of them you'll notice I'm starting from light to dark, some I start from dark to light. I'm just playing around and seeing how I like to layer up these markers. Because they're opaque, you can go light over dark, which is great. So if you decide you mess up or you want to change a color, you certainly can. So I'm coming in with this light color here, but as you see it dry, it kind of dries a little bit more gray, and I don't like that at all. So this is where I'm coming back in with that lightest color right now, and I'm just coloring right over top of that just to get rid of that color because I don't like that gray tone. So this is where I decide that this color is going to be my new light color, and then I'll use my darker color as my medium color, and then I'll pick a new dark color. So I really liked these markers for being able to layer, and as I went over this, I couldn't even tell that I had put down a few layers of marker already. They layered over top of each other so nicely, so smoothly, and they're pretty opaque for a cheaper set of markers. Now I do have a full review out of these. I did the top pumpkins for the review here, and then I decided to do some fun pastel pumpkins. So if you're interested in the review, I will link that down below for you in the description. Now this is where I'm coming in with my darkest color, and I realized if I wanted the pumpkins to stand out a little bit, I needed to go a little bit darker with my darks. Even though I want them to be pastel, I still need those shadows to be dark enough that you get sort of a 3D form within the pumpkin. And you'll notice I'm coming in and just making tiny little brush marks to create some texture on this pumpkin. So now I'm just going to speed this one up a little bit more because I'm just going through the process again, but you'll notice that I'm starting with the dark color now, getting in those little grooves and shadow areas in the pumpkin. And then I'll come on top with the medium color. And now I'm not filling in all of the sections here just because I want to see how it looks if I leave some of the lighter areas just for the light marker. And then I'm coming in with that lightest color and just filling in where my highlight area is going to be. And I think I like the way this pumpkin turned out. Now, I didn't show how that stem turned out because I end up changing it, and I'm going to do the same thing I did with this stem. I was trying a different color there. But basically for the stems of these pumpkins, I'm just going in with a beige color here, and I'm hitting the lightest areas of the stem, so the part that sticks out. And then I come in with a more like muted blue color because I don't want these stems to pop so much. I want the color of the pumpkins to show a little bit more, so I'm just kind of toning down the stems here. So I come in with a muted blue and then a little bit more of a darker, like muted or muddy blue color. And then you can see this is where I went and did the same thing with the other stem. And now I want the background to be dark because in the picture above, I did a dark blue background with the pumpkins. But because this is going to be more pastel, I decided to do it in a dark purple. And I think I really like how that came out. My first plan was to do it in a lighter color, but if I went too light with the background, then the pumpkins weren't going to look right. Like I needed a darker background so that the shadows in the pumpkins could be dark enough, if that makes sense. Now here I didn't add one of these pumpkins that was in the bottom corner, but I decided once I was doing the background that I didn't like how big that open space was down there. So I'm just drawing in another pumpkin real quick here. And sometimes I decide to change things as I go. And you get all of this in real time over on my Patreon. I explain all of my decision making and why I'm doing everything. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave my Patreon link down below. But now we're starting a pink pumpkin. So I'm going in with the lightest color now. So again, I'm switching it up and just seeing if I like starting with the lighter pink color. And now I'm going in with the darkest color because I felt like if I went with the medium, I was going to start getting rid of those details, like the little grooves in between the parts of the pumpkin. So I've gone light and then I started with the dark color just to get those areas in, and then I fill in with the medium color. And I think this is sort of the process that I like and how I continue on with most of the pumpkins, going light, dark, and then medium. And then you can always add a little bit more light to it or a little bit more dark to it if you need to. If you want to follow along with this, you can choose whatever colors you want to. It doesn't have to be blue and pink. You could do them all in one color, or you could do each one a different color. It's totally up to you. I would just focus on having a light, a medium, and a dark because you need three values for something to look 3D and realistic. But as you'll see in this picture, you can really use any color. And as long as you get your values right, then whatever you're doing is going to look realistic. And you'll see as I go throughout this drawing here, drawing or painting, I'm not sure if acrylic markers would be considered drawing or painting, but doesn't matter. But as I go on throughout this illustration here, I come back and I kind of touch up a little bit of the pumpkin. So I might add a little bit of dark here, a little bit of light here. And I really love these markers for that too. You're not set in stone. You can go back and layer over top of them and fix things. And sometimes you need to just look away from a pumpkin a little bit. So sometimes I even walk away from the project and come back and then go, oh no, this needs to be darker or this needs to be lighter. So that's a big tip that I can give beginners to sometimes put it away, walk away for a few hours or a couple of days, and then come back, pull your artwork out, and you have fresh eyes then, so you'll be able to see things that you weren't seeing correctly before. Again, I'm just speeding through this pumpkin a little bit more because we're doing the same thing in the last pumpkin. Now here I started with the dark. I went and got those little grooves in the pumpkin, and then I went to the light and then the medium marker. So again, I'm just seeing how I like layering these. And again, I'm using that beige color in the stem, the muted blues, the medium muted blue and a darker muted blue, just to get those little grooves in the stems. Now, the stems are quite small in this picture, so you can't get a whole lot of detail. So basically, I'm trying to make sure the parts that are sticking out are lighter and the groove areas are darker, and that's what makes it look realistic here. And then I'm taking the white marker that comes in this set, and it's really not that opaque, but I kind of like it for that reason. And I'm just hitting the tops of those pumpkins where the lightest areas are. And I'll explain in a minute why I do like that marker, even though it's not super opaque. But I'm coming in with the orange pumpkin now. And again, I'm starting with the light color here. And then I'm going to come in and do the dark color in the grooves and then fill in with the medium color. But the reason I really like the white acrylic marker in this set is because it's not super opaque. So when you lay it down, this was the only one I used in the highlights of the pumpkins up above. Now you can't see them that well because I'm zoomed in here so you can see this artwork. But when I laid them down, they weren't like a stark white. It kind of was slightly transparent, so you get a little bit of the color below showing through, so it looks more like a realistic highlight. Now at the end of this illustration here, I do come in with my white Posca marker because I have a few Posca markers, and that one is super opaque, so I do come in at the very end and just add a few little white highlights here and there on the pumpkins. Because these are so light in color, the highlights just weren't showing up as bright as I wanted with the acrylic marker that came in this set. So that's one thing I will note. If this is the only set that you're getting, I would invest in a more opaque acrylic marker like Posca or something else, just so that you do have the option to put in these bright white highlights if you want to. But like I said, I do really like the white marker in this set for the reason that it isn't super opaque. And again, I'm just touching up some of the dark areas. So I kind of go back and forth until I'm happy with how the light and the dark areas look. Now I'm coming in with one of the purple pumpkins. And again, I'm using a light purple, a medium purple, and a dark purple for this. So getting those lightest areas in right now. And going in with my darkest purple just to save those little groove areas in the pumpkin. Now I will try to have the marker numbers listed in the description down below, but honestly all you really need is a light, a medium, and a dark of any color that you want, and you can follow along with this in any medium. It doesn't have to be in acrylic markers, it could be watercolor, gouache, colored pencils. As long as you've got a light, a medium, and a dark, and you're looking at your light areas and dark areas, you can really follow along in any medium. So again, coming in with that middle color, and this is where I'm trying to really create that shape. So I'm getting rid of a little bit of the highlight and getting rid of a little bit of the dark areas. But I think I come back in and add more dark in, yes, because I decided it was a little too light. So I wanted to add some shadows in because some of the other pumpkins had a little bit more shadows around the edges, whereas this one didn't, but it kind of looked a little off. So I'm just adding some shadows in around the edges here. And you don't want to forget the top part of the pumpkin too, where the stem comes out, because that does kind of cave in a little bit. So we want to make sure we're adding some of our dark color in there as well. And you'll notice as I'm bringing the color of the marker out, I'm creating little lines because there are little lines and little grooves all over the pumpkin. Now this is where I'm coming in with that white marker again, and you can see it stands out a little bit, but really not as much as I would like for these light pumpkins. And again, I'm just coming in and hitting basically all of these pumpkins again. And it can be built up. So you'll see on the blue pumpkins where I've already put down, I think, a layer of that white. It is a little bit brighter than the other pumpkins. So you can build it up over multiple layers, which is great. And again, I'm coming in with another blue pumpkin up here. I decided to add a little blue pumpkin up here. I think actually this one was up here in the reference photo maybe. And then I'm adding another purple pumpkin. So starting with that light color again. Now this one is really hidden kind of underneath of that pink pumpkin, so I do want to come in and make sure I have a nice dark area down there so it looks like that pink pumpkin is overlapping. So I think I come in and even add a little bit more dark shadows at the end. And I've decided to add a little orange pumpkin down here just because we only had one orange pumpkin in this picture. So I'm kind of glad I ended up drawing this little portion of a pumpkin in. And again, coming back in with that white acrylic marker. You can see I'm creating like little lines, little textures in this, and I really love the look of this. Like, this is really cool. So this is where I'm coming in with that Posca white marker, and you'll see once this starts drying as I'm putting it down, it really does stand out more than the other white marker. So I'm just putting this again on the very tops of those little highlights of the pumpkins. And I also come over the stems a little bit. So the very top where like the circle area on the stem is, I hit that a little bit and I hit a couple of areas where the stem would poke out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you want to see more videos with acrylic markers. I'm really loving these markers. I want to try them on different surfaces too, so like glass or wood. So if you have any ideas or something that you'd like to see with these markers, let me know down below, and let me know any other video ideas that you would like to see. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!